Welcome to Hunter Reviews, where I give an open and honest opinion and review of equipment that I buy with my own money for various hunting adventures, mostly waterfowl. I'm Hunter, and today let's get right into a coat that I bought last year at the beginning of duck season, used throughout the season, which was 54 hunts. And while it wasn't actually on me for all the hunts, it was probably with me or at least close by, whether in a bag or in my boat. And that is the Sitka Hudson jacket in waterfowl timber pattern. This is the jacket, just for a quick little overview. For those who don't know, Sitka is a high-end apparel company owned by W.L. Gore that specialize in creating gear systems that utilize advanced design, technologies, and fabrics. Or at least that's the marketing jargon. The coat that I'm reviewing today, like I said, is the Sitka Hudson jacket in waterfowl timber. According to Sitka's website, they went to the drawing board to solve an age-old problem. As you quickly raise a shotgun, the motion pulls the fabric of the jacket across your shoulders to the point of restriction. Utilizing Gore-Tex stretch technology in key areas that typically inhibit movement, the Hudson solves that problem in a waterproof, breathable package. With body map, Permaloft insulation brings plenty of warmth to the table while minimizing bulk for further enhanced range of motion. On Sitka's website, here's a list of some of the features. It says it's Gore-Tex Optifade concealment waterfowl pattern, optimized for engaging a distance of 10 to 40 yards in darker environments. Gore-Tex is a waterproof and breathable fabric, helps you stay comfortable and focused. Fabric is a 3-layer of Gore-Tex stretch. It's got Permaloft insulation, which is strategically body mapped for optimal insulation while minimizing bulk. It says it's got a fully adjustable sculpted hood that rotates and swivels with your head for complete weather protection that doesn't impede your vision. Water sealing gasket cuffs adjust to allow the wrist prevent water from getting in your sleeve, even when submerged. It's got bellowed shell pockets to accommodate a full box of shells but lay flat when empty. A 3-layer Gore-Tex stretch technology provides waterproof protection that doesn't restrict motion. It's got additional pockets, including 2 zippered tuckaway call pockets to keep you organized and ready. The weight of the jacket is 47.3 ounces in a size large, which is what this jacket is. I purchased this coat with my own money because I was tired of previous raincoats that have only lasted a season or two before the water just goes right through them. Also, I have a duck oven jacket made by Sitka, and I wanted to see how this jacket would layer over top of the duck oven. I was kind of hoping for a good system. Go right into the pros. After a year of use, this jacket is still very waterproof. I can stand in the rain in it. I'm not going to get wet. It doesn't soak through like some of the other jackets I've used in the past, which is really nice. It's the big reason why you buy a shell type water jacket. The front zipper is really nice and robust. I can see it lasting for a long time. I believe it's the same style of zipper they use on their waders. I don't think it's the exact same zipper. I think it's a little bit smaller, but it's definitely waterproof, which again is another thing that I've been asked. And it just seems like it's pretty well made, which a zipper is a high wear point, typically what goes out on a jacket. It's got high hand pockets, which are nice when wearing waders because it allows you to put your hands in like to the top of your waders a little bit to where the pocket's always dry. It's up high enough that it's usually out of the water if you have to get in the water wearing your jacket. And the inside of the pocket is lined with some sort of fleece synthetic material, so it does stay pretty warm. It's got armpit zippers, which are nice for letting out hot air when it's warm outside and you're still hunting. It's on the other side of the arms. They work well, and I do like them. They're a nice touch. I've never had them get in the way. I thought at first that the zipper pulls would be a nuisance, but they seem to be just fine. The cuffs clinch down nice, and they do have some elastic in them, so they're not like just cutting circulation off to your hands. The other thing that's nice about them is they have like a rubber on the inside that helps keep them in place so they don't ride up your arm. I've had that problem in the past with certain coats where like I go to move and then the coat rides up my arm. It's extremely durable. I've worn this jacket, like I said, I'm not sure how many times. It's been on about 50 some hunts with me, and I know I've worn it hiking in through some pretty thick timber. I know I've worn it while going through some cackleburs searching for a downed bird last year, and it has not ripped, it's not torn, it's not fretted in any way. And the high wear points like the elbows and like kind of towards the butt where you're always sitting on it, it doesn't look like it's really worn at all, which is really nice for a jacket of this cost. The other thing with the extreme durability is it hasn't faded. I've had other jackets that after about a year or two, you start to see them fade compared to new ones. It just doesn't seem like it's faded all that much. When layering over the duck oven, it is warm, and with the two together, it does allow a pretty good amount of movement, which is something I was really happy about. I feel very mobile in it, and they talk about like the gun getting caught on like your arm as you bring up a jacket because of the way that they flex. I've never noticed this jacket doing that. They say it's designed to not. I guess if I've never noticed it happening, it must be a good thing, but I really don't know. I mean, it seems to be fine. I haven't noticed a huge problem with it. The thing I do like about this jacket compared to other ones is it seems less bulky when I go to mount my gun. I get a better like position in my shoulder, which for people that shoot a lot, you know that like your mount is pretty much the most important part, making it consistent. And so I do feel like that has helped. There's a lifetime warranty. That's a pretty decent thing. I put air quotes around lifetime warranties. Some companies' lifetime warranties are really good. Some companies' lifetime warranties aren't worth the paper they're written on. They're just garbage. They just say it and then they don't actually mean anything. You contact them, never hear anything back. I'll get into my lifetime warranty situation with Sitka currently at the end of the video. Some of the cons. The cuffs, when they're all the way loose, are not big enough for me. I think that they're still pretty tight. I wish that they were just a little bit bigger. I might be the only person that does this, but I like to sometimes put my hand with a glove on through my cuffs and then cinch it down over top of my cuff of the glove. I'm probably the only person that does that, but these are not big enough to do that with. It's just too tight. I wish that they were just a little bit bigger. And I even have small hands, and still sometimes, like, I just wish they were just a little bit bigger. The hood does not move with my head like they say. They say it moves around. I don't know. I've never noticed it. When I put the hood up, the hood's straight forward. I can turn my head left or right. The hood's still looking forward. It's pretty much like that for me for all jackets, so it's not really a deal breaker. I personally don't understand the call loops. It comes with call loops and loops on the top for you to like connect them into, and then 2 zipper pockets to put your calls into. I don't get that. Everybody uses a lanyard. Even when I'm in a field, I use my lanyard. I just tuck it into my coat. I'm not going to take my calls off of my lanyard and put them on my call loops. If you've been calling for a long time, you probably have some decent money in calls, and it's just the hassling of pushing them around like that doesn't make sense to me. I think it's kind of a gimmick. I've never seen anybody actually use it. Another con is they claim it's breathable. And breathability in a waterproof jacket, in my opinion, is kind of a fallacy. If it's waterproof, it's going to retain water. And yes, this is better than wearing a plastic bag. Yes, it's better than wearing like a nylon or like those like old style ponchos. You're still going to sweat inside of it, and the sweat's going to pool inside of it. You're going to get hot if it's hot outside. Just the reality of wearing a waterproof jacket, which is, fine. It's better than others, but it's not perfect. Now, one of the pros I talked about was the high hand pockets. I'm going to count that as a con too, because there's not lower hand pockets. So when I'm just wearing the coat without waders on, if I'm field hunting or if I'm just wearing it because it's raining outside, because a nice raincoat, I always find myself trying to put my hands in pockets like around my waistline, and then I like have to remember that they're up here. That's a compliance thing. Every other coat I've ever owned has the pockets down there, so I'm just used to it. I kind of wish it did have another set of pockets behind the shell pockets, but it's just kind of a little bit of a con that I've noticed. It is a thin coat, so like because it's thin and allows movability, they say it's got Permaloft in it. Don't expect to stay warm in this thing. If you are just wearing this coat, don't expect to be just warm in 30-degree weather, be able just to go out and just rough it. And it's just not going to happen. Hasn't happened in my experience. I will admit I'm the first person to get cold in a blind, but if it's cold outside, it's raining, it's windy, it's crappy, I'm going to wear another coat. I'm going to layer with this. This is just going to be the top layer. The last con is the cost. If you know anything about Sitka, this stuff's expensive. And like, it's a big con. These things are pretty expensive. Overall opinions are that for a cost of $569 MSRP, I think I'm paying for the branding as much as I'm paying for the actual physical coat. I'm paying for the ability to walk around with the Sitka name and the Optifade camo and look like I know what I'm doing, as much as I'm paying for the coat. I don't think you need to buy this coat to duck hunt. I don't think you need to buy this coat to stay warm or stay dry. Is it nice? Yes. Does it work as a waterfowl coat? Yes, it does. It does its job well. Does it keep me dry? Yes. I hate being wet. I hate when it's raining and I'm wet. Just makes the day miserable. It does keep me dry, which is really nice. Is it that much better than other things in the market that are at a lower price point? I don't really think so. I mean, for the other coats I was complaining about that they'd last a year or two before the waterproofing would just break down on them. I mean, I can buy one of those every year for 5 years before I come to the cost of this coat. So it kind of depends on where you're at, where your money's at. With everything being said, it is a very nice coat, and if you have a budget to spend $500+ on a coat, and then you're gonna have to buy the layering system, and you're gonna have some money wrapped up in it, and it is nice, and the layering system does work nice. I do like it. It's just it is expensive, and it's not a necessity. You don't need this to go duck hunting, but it is nice. The one thing I will add is there's lots of after season sales, and I've seen after season sales as low as $250 on certain websites and stuff for these, and that makes way more sense to me. Even at $250, it's still an expensive coat. It's an expensive piece of gear. But at $250, I think it's not a steal, but it's a decent buy. You're gonna get your money out of it if you're a hardcore waterfowler. The other advantage to these things is that if you buy one on sale at $250, you wear it for a year, doesn't fit you right, stuff like that. There is a pretty good market online if you sell them on Facebook and stuff, where you're gonna get most of your money back out of them, as long as it's not beat up, tore up, But that is one nice thing about them, is that they do tend to hold their value pretty well for a piece of clothing, which is weird. The last thing is that I was talking about the warranty. So my duck oven, I actually broke the zipper on this last year. I believe that one has a YKK zipper on it, but it busted where I'd zip it up and then it just burst back open again. I've had the jacket for 3 or 4 years now, so of pretty hard service. I mean, I do hunt 50+ days a year, so it does get used a lot. But the zipper did finally break. I called Sitka. They redirected me, talked to me a little bit, and then sent me to their warranty page on their website. Filled out the warranty stuff, got it taken care of. Right now, they do have my coat. They said it's going to be a couple weeks. I don't know. I haven't heard anything. I just sent it out. So far, so good with the warranty process with them. I know some other people that have sent some stuff to them that seems decent. I got a buddy that had a pair of waders that sent it in for some work after he ripped it. They seem like they do a good job. They seem like they take care of it, which I'm glad to hear. This stuff is expensive, so it's good to hear when they're going to take care of their customers when they're paying a penny for their product. So I'm gonna end this off with, what do you think? Is it worth paying $569 for this coat? Or do you think it's just to look cool and flex it on your buddies? It's no different than the gold chain that other people wear. Some guys wear Sitka jackets. Leave a comment, and I'll see you in the next one.